Alright, so in the last video we did the HTML for our presentation project. Now we're going to start on the CSS, and our style.css is already being included, so make sure you have your link to your style sheet right here. So first thing I want to do is set some variables. So let's set for the root scope. I just want to have the colors for each page and also the animation speed, okay, because in the beginning, when the landing page loads, we'll have the heading come in from the top, the paragraph come in from the side, and we want that speed to be inside of a variable. So let's say dash dash page dash one dash color, and I'm going to set this to steel blue. I'm going to use color names, and let's do, actually we'll just copy this down. So I'll do shift option or shift alt on Windows and then the down key. Let's do, we need 4 of them because there's 4 pages. And of course you could add more if you wanted to, more or less. So 3 and 4. And let's see, for page 2, let's do tan. And we'll do teal. And let's do slate blue, which is almost the purple. And then I'm just going to add a variable called animate dash speed, so we can easily change the speed of the animation. I'm going to set that to 1 second. Alright, so those are our variables. Next thing I'm going to do is the body style. So for the body, let's do font, family, and I'm just going to use Arial for this. And then let's do line height. I usually like to do about 1.4 for the body line height. Color is going to be white by default. And then let's zero out the margin and padding. Okay, now I don't want scroll bars to show. That's a big part of of how I want this website to work. So we want to say overflow, and we want to set that to hidden. Okay, so no scroll bars will show on the body. So if I save that, it's going to look like this, which we can't see the text anymore because the text is white. So I think that we should implement the page colors. So let's go down here, let's put a comment, we'll say page colors, and basically we're going to tack on to the IDs. Okay, all sections have a class of page, so this is all stuff they'll share, styles they'll share, but the IDs are unique, and that's where we want the colors. So let's do ID page 1, and I'm just going to do background, and I'm going to set it to var dash dash page, whoops, page dash 1 dash color. All right, and then I'll copy this line down a couple more times. This one will be 2, 3, 4, and then we want to change the IDs 2, 3, and 4. So this way, it's easy just to change the colors if you change, if you want to have something different for a background of a certain page. So if we save this, you'll see that now each page has the different background color. Now for the pages themselves, every single one, we're going to want to take up the whole viewport, right? So let's add in our page class down here, and let's display as flex. Okay, and as soon as I do that, everything's going to go in a row. It's going to go horizontal, which I don't want. So I want to say flex dash direction. I want to be a column, and then it'll go back to going vertical. And then let's set the height for 100 viewport heights, and then when I save, it's only going to show the first page. Okay, now we want to align this stuff, so let's say align dash items, and let's say center. Oops, center. And that's going to align it horizontal into the center, and then let's do justify dash content to the center and save, and now it's aligned both horizontal and vertical. And then I'm just going to add, I'm also going to text align center, so the text itself. And then I'm going to add a little padding on the left and right. So 0 top and bottom, and let's do 4 rem left and right, just so it's not right up against the edge. All right, now the heading and the paragraph I want to be a little bigger. So let's target the page H1, excuse me, and let's set the font size. Let's set it to 4 rem. And I just want to change the line height to 1.2, and I'm going to add a margin of 1 rem. All right, so let's save that. Excuse me. So that looks pretty good. The paragraph I also want to be a little bigger, so let's target the page paragraph, and we'll set the font size. Let's do 1.3 rem, so we'll make it a little larger. All right, now let's do the button. Okay, so the button here, so it has a class of BTN, and we want to display it as an inline block. As far as padding, it's going to be a pretty big button, so we'll do 1 rem top and bottom, 2 left and right. Let's make the background light by default. You could put that in a variable if you wanted to, but I think it's fine. And then let's do color. We'll do 333 for the text color. And if it's a link, we want to take away the text decoration, make that none. We should also add border none. And then let's do margin dash top 1 rem just to push it down a little bit. And then the font size, I'm going to make a little bigger, so we'll do 1.1 rem. Remember, 1 rem by default is going to be 16 pixels. Okay, now when we hover over this, I want it to change to a dark color, but I also want it to transition. So I'm going to add a transition to all, and it's going to be really quick. Let's say 0.3 seconds, and we'll say ease in. So that doesn't do anything because we don't have a hover yet. So let's add a btn :hover, and I want the background to be dark and the color to be light. So if I save that, and now when I hover over it, you'll see it transitions to dark rather than just clicking, just immediately switching to a dark color. Now, let's see, we also want to have a dark version of the button, and I want it to be this exact styling. So what I'll do is I'll just put a comma here, and I'll just say for btn-dark, we want to have this styling. And then for the btn dark hover, I'm just going to go ahead and copy this. So btn dark hover is going to be the opposite. So the background will be light, and the color will be dark. All right, and if I click it, you'll see it goes to the next page. So I can navigate up and down the pages. We don't have the scrolling effect with jQuery yet, and it's up to you if you want to include that or not. I'm going to, but you don't need to. It'll just switch like this. All right, so I think we're going to stop here, and then in the next video we're going to add our animation. We want this heading to come in from the top, this to come in from the side, and then we'll also implement a little bit of jQuery to add the scrolling effect.